A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Varun Narayan Mishra, and today I am going to discuss about decision support system. In short, we call it as DSS. So before starting decision support system, in this lecture, we will first discuss the methodology for decision support, then what are the technological component of decision support system and how this decision support system may be developed using this web-based GIS or GIS-based technology. Okay. So before that, we first I am going to discuss about the overview of decision support system. So in the overview of DSS or decision support system, I will discuss about the capabilities of DSS, what is the structure of DSS, and what are the classification of DSS, or we call it as a decision support system. Okay. So the configuration, the decision support system having different components. When we are going to discuss or when we are going to configure the decision support system, it should support the individuals and the team, used repeatedly and constantly, and uh, used repetitively and constantly. Two major components are data and model. When we are going to configure any decision support system, we should have two major components, that is data and model. Then decision support system should be web based, means whatever the decision support system we are working on, we can release or we can work it on web based services. There should be good objectives, there should be some kind of personal and objective data sets are required. It should have some simulation models, and decision support system should be used in public and private sectors. Okay. And it should uses the quantitative and qualitative methods for configuring decision support system. We should have quantitative as well as qualitative models. And okay. So now it is very important to see what is the definition of GSS, or when we talk about decision support system. So how you can define decision support system? So over the years, different authors have given different definitions for DSS. So I'm going to discuss few of the important definitions of decision support system. So in 1970, the author named as Little, he dis- he defined decision support system as a model-based set of procedures for processing the data and the judgment to a system manager in his decision making. Okay. So if you are getting some confusion in taking any decision, if you have a large number of data sets, but you are not able to take any decision, so in that case, it's a kind of model based procedure. It's kind of system that assists you, that helps you to take any decision. So the assumption about this definition is that the system is computer based and extends the user's capability. So whatever the decision support system we are working on, or whatever the decision support system we are going to configure or we are going to use, it should be computer based and extends the user's capability. Okay. If you are not able to take any decision, so it provide you some capabilities, it provide you some additional information to take any decision, so it extends your the user's ability. Then Alter in 1980, he given a definition of DSS, that it contrasts the DSS with traditional EDP system. Okay. So the traditional decision support system, the traditional EDP system is not very much good in taking any decision. So we should have some advanced decision support system that will have the capabilities to provide you the decision making power. Okay. So this is the table showing the comparison between DSS and EDP. EDP was not based on computer, it was a traditional manual kind of decision making system. So when we compare DSS and EDP, so you can see here DSS is an active kind of support system where EDP is passive. Okay. And in DSS, the line and staff management is required, whereas EDP is a clerical kind of work. It is very effective. DSS is very effective, and but in EDP there are required of some mechanical efficiency, and DSS works for the present and future scenario, and EDP works for the past time. And the objective of DSS should be flexible, whereas EDP, that is a traditional support system, is a kind of consistency. So this is the table. This table is showing the comparison between decision support system or EDP. Okay, so now we are going to next slide. So Moore and Chang, okay, he also given a definition about DSS. DSS is a kind of extendable system. It is capable of supporting ad hoc data analysis and decision modeling. If you are having a large number of data sets and you don't know how to process that data and take any decision, so this decision support system provides you the facility, supports you to take or to perform any data analysis and make any decision. It is oriented towards the future planning. When we are looking for future planning like urban planning or any kind of, if you are looking for any kind of future planning and you are not able to take any decision, so in that case decision support system helps you to take the decision so that it will be work for the future. Okay, it should used at irregular unplanned intervals. Okay, now a very important definition of DSS was given by Bonzek in 1980. So he stated that it's a computer-based system consisting of a language system, that is the communication between the user and DSS. There should be the language may be any kind of programming language. It should be Java, it should be Visual Basic, it should be C, C++, any kind of language. So it is a computer-based system that consists of a language. The language can be used to communicate between the user and the decision support system. Okay, it's a kind of knowledge system and it's a problem processing system, the link between other two components. So whatever we can see up to now, the all the definitions is about the decision making capabilities. If in some cases if we get confused, then what to take, what how to work in this case, so decision support system provides us the facility to take appropriate decision. Okay, Keen in 1990 he stated that DSS apply to situation where a final system can be developed only through an adaptive process of the learning and evaluation. Okay, so it provides you the process of learning. If you are having a large number of data sets, so you should process your data set to extract some information to learn something from your database, and on the basis of your learning, on the basis of your information, you can apply this for taking any decision. The main issue in decision support system is the support and improvement of decision making. So whatever the decision you want, and if you are working on a decision making process, so how this decision support system helps you and improve the decision making capabilities. Okay, so these are some concepts given by different authors in a tabular form. You can see that little is having the system function, that is interface characteristics. Alter given that it is based on usage pattern, the system objective. So different authors have given different kind of definitions for DSS, but the overall goal of all the decision support system is that it provides the user, it provides you the facility to take any decision in case of the confusion or in case when you don't know how to process the data and take any decision. So this is all about the decision making process. Decision support system is a kind of decision making process in which computer based systems, computer based modeling provides you the facility to take any decision. Okay, so the working definition, the normal, or you can say the common definition of DSS is that it is an interactive, the flexible and adaptable CBIS. Okay, CBIS means information system, central computer based information system. DSS is a computer based information system. In short, we call it as CBIS. So it's a interactive, flexible and computer based information system, especially designed and developed for supporting the solution of a non-structured management programs, that is used for improving the decision making. And it utilizes the data, it provides you the facility, it provides you the user interface and allows for the decision makers to their own insights. So it may utilize different models. As we have already discussed that we are having different database models, logical data models, physical data models, or relational data model. So DSS may use any of the model, because when we are talking about the database management system, so we should have some model, we should have some management system to process our data set. So decision may use any of the model. It is built by an interactive process frequently by the end user and supports all the phases of the decision making and may include a knowledge component. Okay, So this is a common, or you can say the working definition of decision support system. Now moving to the next slide. So what are the characteristics and capabilities of DSS? Okay, the first characteristics of DSS is that it provides the support in semi-structured and unstructured situations. It includes the human judgment and computerized information. It supports for various managerial levels. It supports to individual and groups. It supports to interdependent and or sequential decisions. It supports all the phases of the decision making process, and also it supports a variety of decision making processes and styles. So whatever the decision we are making, or if we are having data sets, and if we don't know how to take any decision, so this kind of decision support system provides us the facility to process the data set using some data modeling techniques, using some statistical or machine learning or any kind of mathematical techniques to solve the problem and take any decision. Okay, this decision support system should be adaptive. It should have user friendly interface. It should be user friendly, means user should be very handy. It should be very handy and user can easily use this kind of systems. The goal of decision support system is to improve the effectiveness of decision making, and the decision maker, or you can say the user, having all the control on the decision making process. If you are working on a decision support system, so you are having all the control over the decision making process, and the end user can build the simple system. It utilizes the model for the analysis. We can use any of the model for analyzing the data set, and it provides the access to a variety of data sources, the formats and types. Whatever the data you are having, either it is raster data, either it is vector data, any kind of data sources can be worked for decision support system in any format or any type. So decision makers can make the better, more consistent decision in a timely manner. So the decision support system having several components. The first one is data management system, model management system, knowledge based system, user interface, and the final component is the user. So there are total 5 components of any decision support system. So first it will start from data management. So data management system, as we already discussed in database management class, data management system is the collection of all the related data sets. It is the collection of all the data and related data sets, that is known as database management system. It's also a database management system is also a kind of computer based management system. Okay, model management system, what kind of model you are going to use for managing that data, whether you are using information model, whether you are using logical model, physical model, relational data model, or hierarchical data model. There are different kinds of data models that can be used for modeling and managing the database. Then you will have some knowledge based system. Knowledge based system includes any kind of machine learning or deep learning methods, any kind of statistical methods, mathematical methods, what kind of methods are required for managing and processing your data sets. Then user interface subsystem, and after that there should be some user interface so that normal user or any individual can use that system without any problem. And finally the user or the analyst or the final product of that decision support system that can be used by any user. Okay, so this is the figure. This graph is showing the decision support system, the components of DSS, having some user. Then user needs to have some user interface, and before processing or before going for user interface, we should have some database management system. Database management system includes the collection of all the data sets and related data sets, and we can use any model for processing that database. So the entire process are interconnected with each other. The several components of decision support system, either user or database management system or knowledge based system, all are connected with each other. Okay, so this is the way in which we can create a decision support system, or you can say the effective decision support system for making any kind of decision. Now we are going to discuss about the database or data management system. So under data management system, we are having some database, then we can have some data directory or query facility. Okay, query can be done using SQL or PLSQL. All are already discussed in your DBMS class. So data management system includes some kind of database. If you are having database, then you need to manage that database on the basis of some modeling, on the basis of some database management systems. Then you can have some data directory, and after that you can do for some query. You can go for some query processing of that data. Okay, so the capabilities of DBMS. So how that database management system are capable, how we can use database management system in a decision support system. As we know that database management system is having several characteristics, they are having several properties. Okay, so the DBMS, or you can say the database management system, captures or extracts the data for inclusion in a DSS database. We can update, like in database management system class we have discussed that we can update any database, we can add, delete, or edit any kind of data sets. So in the same way here, this property of database management system is very much useful in a decision support system. We can update, like we can add, delete, edit, change any data record and file in the database. It is an interrelated database. Database means interrelated data sets from different sources. It retrieves the data from the database for queries and reports. It provides the comprehensive data security. As we know that TBMS is having the important characteristics of data security, the protection from unauthorized access, recovery, the capabilities. It should also having a facility for personal and unofficial data so that users can experiment with alternative solutions based on their own judgment, and performs the complex data manipulation task based on queries, tracks the data used within the DSS, it manages the data through a data dictionary. So whatever the characteristics of DBMS you have already discussed in your DBMS class, all the all the capabilities, all the characteristics of DBMS are now very much useful in producing or in creating a decision support system. Okay, so these are some characteristics of DBMS, or the properties or capabilities of DBMS that can be very much useful in producing a decision support system. Okay, so what there are some issues related to the database that is used in DSS. Okay, so first is that we should have some data warehouse. Data warehouse is the collection of the data. We should have some storage device to store the data sets. Data mining, special independent decision support system databases, which there is a facility for the extraction of data from the internal, external, and private sources. Web browser data sources, web database servers. Okay, we can have the facility to release or to update our database on the website. It also supports multimedia database. Okay, and the GSS databases like Lotus Notes, Domino servers, these are some kind of databases that are very much useful for decision support system. Online analytical processing, OLAP is very important. Means we can process the data sets online. All the data sets can be processed on the website using some online processing methods, that is known as online analytical processing, OLAP. Then object oriented database, and in short, or at last, we are having some commercial database management system. Okay, so DSS databases having these type of issues when we are going to describe, or when we are going to structure or configure any kind of decision support system. Now second part of the DSS is model management system. So under this, analog of the database management system includes model base, the model based management system, the modeling language, modeling directory, the model execution, integration, and the command processor. These are the components of model management subsystem of the decision support system. Okay, here, so under model management system, first one is the model level. What kind of model you are going to use? So what is the strategy for that modeling? What is the managerial or practical processing of the data set and model, and operational modeling languages is very important. What kind of modeling language you are going to use? Okay, whether you are going to use Visual Basic or Java or Oracle, any kind of modeling language you can use. The lack of standard MBMS activities, okay, model based management system, MBMS, okay. So model based management system, why it is required, okay. So the use of artificial intelligence and fuzzy logic can be used for model based management system. Okay, right now the in the recent time in current digital world, the use of artificial intelligence and fuzzy logic is being used for several applications. So we can go for some advanced techniques like artificial intelligence, fuzzy logic in case of model management system. Previously, we are using relational database model, logical database model, hierarchical data model, or any like you can say the physical data model. But right now, in the real world, in digital era of the real world, we are having some advanced techniques, that is artificial intelligence and fuzzy logic. So anyone can use artificial intelligence and fuzzy logic in model-based management system. We can use any kind of artificial intelligence method like machine learning or deep learning, or we can also use ensemble methods to manage or to model the database for making any decision under decision support system. Fuzzy logic is also an important type of method for model-based model management or modeling the database for different applications in decision support system. So right now we are having the lot of facilities to model our database based on some advanced artificial intelligence and fuzzy logic methods. Okay, third important component of this DSS is knowledge based management system. So knowledge based management system provides us the expertise in solving the complex unstructured and semi structured problems. So what is unstructured and what is semi-structured problems, like that if you are having some direct solution to a problem, that it is known as a structured problem, okay. But you are not, if you are not able to see any direct solution, that is then these kind of problems are known as unstructured problems. So these unstructured and structured problems will be discussed in the next classes, what is unstructured and what is semi-structured problem. Okay, so the knowledge based management system provides us the facilities, provides us the expertise or other intelligence system. There are some advanced decision support system that is having a knowledge based component that leads to the intelligent decision support system. For example, data mining. Data mining is a process of the extraction of information from our database. Okay, so we can use different kinds of data mining techniques. Spatial data mining techniques includes machine learning or deep learning. Machine learning, deep learning methods can also be used for data mining activities. We can extract the information from the database. So the extraction of the information from database is known as data mining technique or data mining process. So how efficient or you can say how good we are in the data mining, we can have the good decision support system. Okay, if we are having the good information about database, then we can create more efficient decision support system. So the advanced data mining techniques can be used for extracting more useful and more uh, authorized, or you can say the more accurate information about the database that can be used for creating a decision support system. Okay, fourth component is a user interface. User interface, or you can say the computer based system should be some visual, that is known as GUI, graphical user interface. When you use any software, so you are able to see options in a kind of main menu bar. Whatever the options you are able to see in the main menu bar, it's a kind of graphical user interface. Means users can easily go for the option, go for any kind of processing, go for any kind of analysis by selecting that option in the main menu bar. So this kind of mechanism, this is the known as graphical user interface. All the options are visually available, or all the options are directly available for the user, so that they can easily access, they can easily go for any option available in the main menu bar. So the user interface includes all the communication between the user and the support system. Okay, so it is a kind of graphical user interface. So whatever the software you are using, like AirDAS Imagine or NV or ArcGIS, there are different options in the main menu bar. File, open, okay, then you have options for import, export the data set. These kind of options are known as user interface. So there is a facility of graphical user interface, or in short we call it as a GUI in this decision support system. So most of the decision support system is based on graphical user interface, so that a user or any individual can use this decision support system without any problem. If there is no any graphical user interface, so a user cannot see where to use the option for getting the decision support system. So graphical user interface is very important. A normal person who is not from technical background, who is not from who is not having good knowledge about the database management system or database modeling, so there should be the option for graphical user interface, so that a user can easily access that option to get the desired result and to perform or to operate decision support system. Okay, so this is the user interface subsystem. Okay, so the user may be of any kind of manager or decision maker. The decision support system can be used by any user. Yeah, they may be any manager, or they may be any decision maker, they may be any kind of staff, they may be some expert business analyst, GSS facilitator, GIS analyst, or any kind of geospatial analyst. Any programmer can be the user of this kind of decision support system. Okay, so once the decision support system is created, so it can be used by multiple users. Different users can use the decision support system for their own purpose, for their own need, whatever the option, whatever the solution he is looking for. Okay, so these are some common users of decision support system: managers, staff specialist. Then there are some intermediaries like staff assistant, expert tool user, business analyst or system analyst, GSS facilitator. These are the common users of decision support system. Okay, now moving to the next slide. Yeah. Now there is also requirement of some hardware in decision support system. Till now we have discussed about the software part, but it is also important to include good or very good performing hardware for creating or for producing decision support system. Decision support system, the hardware part of decision support system evolved with the computer hardware and software technologies. The major hardware options for decision support system are mainframe computers, workstations. You can also use personal computers, PCs, and there is also the requirement of web server systems. Internet should also be there. So these are some hardware requirements for producing or for creating any decision support system. Okay, so if you are having good this hardware, your hardware is performing very good, you are having good quality hardwares, so you can produce, you can generate good or very effective decision support system. Okay, so now moving to the next slide. So how we can distinguish decision support system from management science and management information system? So DSS is a problem solving tool and is frequently used to address ad hoc and unexpected problems. It is different from MIS. Okay, and DSS is evolved as they develop. Whatever the decision support system we need, what kind of decision support system is required, depending on the requirement of decision support system, we may develop that decision support system. If you are looking for some decision support system for you can say the municipal corporation, then you can go for the decision support system that can work for municipal corporation. If you are looking for the decision support system for water resources, if you are looking for decision support system for urban planning, transportation, or any kind of other urban facilities, so depending on the requirement, we can evolve the decision support system as they have been developed for application. Okay, so this is about the utilization of decision support system as per their requirements. So DSS decision support system. may be classified into different types, different parts. So alter define the classification system of a decision support system. It may be classified into text oriented decision support system, database oriented DSS, spreadsheet oriented DSS, solver oriented DSS, rule oriented DSS, compound DSS. Okay, so we are not going in detail about all the things. It is not in your syllabus to go in detail for these kind of DSS, but you should know how many types of decision support systems are available and how we can categorize, how we can having the classification of decision support system that was provided by Alter in 1980. Okay, so the classification of the decision support system is based on the degree of action implemented of the output. How good that decision support system and what is the degree of action that is implemented of that system, the output is known as decision support system or DSS classification. Okay, now the intelligent decision support system categories having descriptive DSS, then procedural DSS, reasoning DSS, linguistic DSS, presentation DSS, and assimilative DSS. Okay, so we can have different categories of DSS also on the basis of their, you can say, the abilities. Descriptive DSS works for some descriptive solution. Procedural DSS provides you some procedures, some methods. Reasoning DSS is based on some reasoning. Linguistic DSS is based on some languages. If you are having the problems that is related to a linguistic or different languages, presentation DSS and assimilative DSS. These are different kinds of DSS, different intelligent DSS categories, and different DSS having different properties. Different they are having different role on the basis of their need, on the basis of their, you can say, that configuration. Okay, alternate categories of intelligent DSS: symbiotic. You can also use any symbols. You can also having some holistic intelligent decision support system, adaptive decision support system. So these are some alternate categories of intelligent decision support system. Also we are having some institutional decision support system. If your organization or a company is having their own decision support system, this kind of DSS is known as institutional DSS, that deals with the decision of a recurring nature. Ad hoc DSS deals with the specific problem that are usually neither anticipated nor recurring. Okay, also we are having institutional DSS and ad hoc DSS. Ad hoc DSS is only for a specific problem, and institutional DSS deals with the decision of a recurring nature. It may be some kind of problem. The problem, if the problem is recurring, if you are having a most frequently occurring problem, so you need to have institutional DSS. Like a company having a same kind of problem, so they are having a institutional DSS. They can develop the DSS on the basis of their requirement. That is known as institutional DSS, that deals with the decision of a recurring nature. Means if the same problem is needed to be solved many times, that it is known as institutional DSS. And ad hoc DSS is dealing with specific problems that are usually neither anticipated nor recurring. Okay. Other classifications is also there: degree of non-procedurality, the personal, group, and organizational support, individual versus group support. Okay, the custom-made versus ready-made systems. So there are different kinds of DSS. Depending on the requirement, you can generate or you can create any decision support system, but you should have the clear cut objective. You should know what kind of problem you are dealing with and what is your requirement. So depending on your requirement, depending on your problem, you can use any type of decision support system. So depending on the need, there may be the several types of decision support system, many classification systems for decision support system. So in today's lecture, we have discussed about the fundamentals of decision support system, several components of decision support system, what are the major capabilities and characteristics of the decision support system, and how they can categorize the decision support system on the basis of their need, on the basis of their data set, or on the basis of the requirement of the problem or type and nature of the problem. Thank you very much for today's class. If you have any question, then you can ask.